We got breaking news today on one of Florida State's top 5-star targets. But first, let's bring on national recruiting analyst Sam Spiegelman. I want to talk to Sam about another 5-star target, not the one that we have breaking news on. This is the nation's number 2 ranked corner, Charles Lester. Today, he confirmed what you and I have been saying, that the Noles lead. Here's what Lester said to Joseph Hastings of On3. I would say Florida State is the leader right now in this process for me. If I had to choose today, I'd go there. Sam, we both have recruiting prediction machine picks in for Lester to Florida State, but he's not choosing today. So who do you think is the biggest competition to maybe swipe him away from FSU?
Kirby Smart and Nick Saban, two of the head coaches that are leading the recruitment for, like you said, the number 2 cornerback in the country and the top uncommitted cornerback in the country. Kirby Smart already has the number 1 cornerback committed in Ellis Robinson, and Kirby and Nick Saban specialize in recruiting DBs. Lester has come out and publicly declared Florida State his leader. The question is whether they'll still be leading when it's crunch time and it's time to make a call between those 3 schools.
That is the question I have for you. A program like Florida State, who has been struggling mightily across the last couple of years, but did have an uptick in production last year, going against Georgia and Alabama. Is FSU a program that can keep Lester's interest for the next 8 months till his decision in December?
I think they can. I think that we're already seeing Florida State recruiting is on the uptick, and they're recruiting better players and higher level recruits like Charles Lester than they were when Mike Norvell and company got there. Yeah, it's going to be a tough battle to hold off Georgia and hold off Alabama. But the way that they've gotten Charles Lester on campus so many times, that's a program that he wanted to play for growing up. It's the program he's most familiar with. And the way that they're recruiting, that's enough juice to put them past Georgia or Alabama for Lester.
All right, thanks for the 5-star intel, but guess what, FSU fans? That was not the 5-star intel that I promised at the top of the video. We're about to get into that, but before I do, like this video and subscribe to the On3 YouTube page. FSU has a lot of recruiting momentum heading into the summer, and you're not going to want to miss a bit of it. Lock into the On3 YouTube page. All right, like we said, FSU's offensive class is also loaded. They already have commitments from 4-star quarterback Luke Kromenhoek and the number 3 running back in America, Cam Davis. But the streets are saying there could be more on the way. Let's take a look at FSU's top offensive targets. 5-star offensive tackle Jonathan Daniels, 5-star wide receiver JoJo Trader, 5-star wide receiver Cam Coleman, 4-star tight end Kylan Fox, and 4-star offensive tackle Manasseh Teat. Before we get into the scoop on 5-star offensive tackle Jonathan Daniels, Sam, who on this list do you think could be the next commitment for Florida State?
4-star tight end Kylan Fox has told Chad Simmons, our colleague here at On3, he's going to be committing next month. He already has his next visit to Florida State set for the end of May. They already have one 5-star tight end committed. They might be close to adding another blue chipper with Kylan Fox if a decision is heading in that direction.
Yeah, offensive recruiting seems to be going well right now for the Seminoles, and now it's time to talk about Jonathan Daniels. Out of Pine Forest High School in Pensacola, Florida, he goes 6'4", 270, and On3, we rank him as the number 1 offensive tackle in America. And Sam, you were in Pensacola earlier this week, and you got to talk to Jonathan Daniels in person. What did you learn about his top schools?
Yeah, I think that more schools are entering the picture by the day. We know the established contenders, Florida State, Georgia, LSU, and Florida. But another in-state school, Miami, is starting to build momentum. They've been trying to get him on campus since January. Mario Cristobal has taken a very personal role in his recruitment, trying to get the in-state elite offensive tackle to campus. So is Deion Sanders in Colorado. They're working to get him to go explore and see what Boulder is all about. It's still early in his recruitment, and contenders are still trying to get in the race for Daniels.
Did he sound like he's getting close to a decision?
No, in fact, he's actually extending this. He's going to move this all the way to December. He wants to take all of his official visits. He wants to leave no doors unclosed. He wants to know everything when he makes his decision this December.
All right, was he ready to name a leader? And I say that because he's taken a bunch of trips, he's gotten a bunch of offers, and even though he's probably about 7 or 8 months from a commitment, is he have a leader right now?
He's named Florida State his leader, his public leader, and he basically says he's going to give all these new schools a chance to play catch-up with the Seminoles, the in-state leader on both the RPM and now publicly. Josh, it seems like Florida State has a lot of momentum with a lot of top targets, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Why do you think that is?
I think a little bit of it's just patience, right? Florida State allowed Mike Norvell to get through those rough couple years in the beginning, and now he's heading into year 4. And you look at the landscape in the state of Florida, the other 2 schools, Miami and Florida, both turned over coaches recently. And I just think this is relationships paying off. Mike Norvell, Alex Atkins, and the rest of the FSU staff have just done a good job over the last 3.5 years of establishing relationships. And now in the class of 2024, you're seeing them capitalize on that, because I've been kind of hard on them in terms of how well they recruit the high school level. And now that they've established these relationships, I think you can see them start gunning for a top 10, maybe even a top 5 class. We'll see how that works out. What do you think, Sam? Do you think that there's enough beef on the board for Florida State to finish inside the top 10 in 2024?
Yeah, well, they have the ammunition, right? 5-star cornerback Charles Lester, 5-star offensive tackle Jonathan Daniels, and like you said, those are in-state guys. If they can come out on the right side, they're going to put themselves in a position to get a top 5 or the top 10 class.
Yeah, and I think that the recent solidifications of their commitment by Luke Kromenhawk and Cam Davis has also kind of helped jumpstart FSU's momentum heading into the summer. All right, Sam, I always enjoyed talking FSU recruiting with you. Thanks for stopping by the Inside Scoop. Thank you for watching. Make sure you smash that subscribe button for me, and remember to check out all the videos on the On3 YouTube page.